How do we plan ahead? The generation, storage, and transmission expansion planning problem is a mixed integer linear program that provides a framework under which we can analyze future investment decisions in a national energy market, or the NEM. Here we can consider how our future investment decisions will affect our ability to meet a future demand in a given year. And this boils down to a basic nodal balance equation of generation in plus power flow in equals demand plus power flow out. And we can apply that throughout a given demand year to see how our investment decisions hold up in the future. As you can imagine though, formulating such a problem when you have a large amount of generators, such as you would for a national energy market in Australia, can prove unwieldy for solving, and as such we need a decomposition method under which we can solve. This particular decomposition method was originally proposed by Dr. Wijekoon in her 2020 thesis, and it's a Bender's decomposition that breaks out our GSTEP planning problem down into a master, which deals with our investment decisions, and our sub-problem, which deals with the dispatch of power in each time iteration. We consider in that sub-problem both economic dispatch, which is how generators have the ability to instantaneously provide their maximum generation output, and an economic dispatch with ramping constraints version, where our thermal generators are beholden to a ramping constraint and they are unable to give their maximum output instantaneously, and they have to ramp up and ramp back down. We can apply these two versions of the economic dispatch to the national energy market given by the AEMO, an Australian Energy Market Operators integrated system plan, which is given here as the base network that we're working with our pre-existing transmission lines in purple and our potential lines in green. Dr. Wijekoon's original work relied on forcing the transmission to be built when solving for future years. We've gone with our simulation to look at what happens if we allow transmission to be variable in our solving, and we find that for regular dispatch, we don't build nearly as much transmission as when you force it to be built. Rather, we only build this one reinforcing link between Victoria and New South Wales. But when we require the ramping constraints to be used in the transmission variable version, we find that we have to build our Marinus link between Victoria and Tasmania, as well as another connection between Victoria and New South Wales. And similarly, for installed capacity for our generation and storage, we see a large investment in pumped hydro across the board, but especially in these variable scenarios and in our fixed economic dispatch with ramping scenario as well.